Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Maporino 2019. Thanks for joining me. I am Jayborino. Heading on to our next Warcraft 3 submission, submitted by Delitaru. This is Seals of Kratoir. Demo for an upcoming campaign for Maporino 2019. Very exciting. So, Seals of Kratoir, maybe Kratoir. Rangers 1, Elimination. The Thren Rangers have been tasked by the human empire to drive all orcs from the forest of Elmar, on the empire's outskirts. As nomadic people who come from similarly wild and forested lands of Therenia, they will have the advantage against the invaders. In the cover of night, the Rangers prepare to attack the orcs while their young leader enters the area. I'm intrigued! Looks like he's dancing. Aww. Stupid animal. What you find? Another deer. Did you expect some enemies? No, but we've been here for weeks now with no worthy foes to fight other than puny forest creatures. I heard that there's a group of humans moving to attack the fort. Ugh, and we are stuck here. What? Humans? You want to fight, you filthy orcs? Come and get me. Huh. Okay. Kill all the orcs in the area. Taliesin must survive. Thren Rangers specialize in ranged warfare, attacks, hazards, traps that slow movement. They also nurture powerful animals to be the vanguard in the front line.
I have a land to defend.
10% chance to deal 100... Okay, so critical strike. Attacks and basic abilities apply suppression, which is a minus 15% movement speed. Cool, okay. Rain of arrows. I think we were shown what these are. After 1 second delay, deals 100 damage. Air units take 120. Thorn bed. I assume that's what this is. Quickly spreads 12 thorn seeds all around her that grow into thorns after 1 second. Enemies that step on the thorns will break them. Taking 20 damage, be heavily slowed for 1 second. Thorns last indefinitely, and after X number of seconds, their damage increases up to 200% over 10 seconds. So if we just lay it down and wait, then they'll eventually do 60 damage, I think is what this is saying. It's possible that if you wait past the 10 seconds, it won't work. I don't know. Let's move forward. This is exciting. 30-second cooldown. So this basically just lists all the ways that the abilities can be upgraded. Typically, it's listed differently when you're upgrading, but because the descriptions are a bit wordy, so they're listed kind of this way with the hashes. Okay. Learn Forest Shade. Cloaks nearby allied units that are not in combat. Granting extra damage based on your total intelligence. That's interesting. And HP regen and invisibility. And then it's broken if you attack. Units affected by Forest Shade invisibility will not auto-attack enemies unless ordered to hold position. Okay, I like that. I like that it specifies that. Because invisibility is always... In Warcraft 3, I've had some other heroes that have granted that, and I don't want to say it's confusing, but it has caused some confusion in the past. So let's lay these down. I think we want to wait a number of seconds. We can throw down our Q. Okay. Let's shoot them here. Enemy. Uh-oh. No, they're friends, I think. Oh yeah, you let the damage build up. You want to lay it down in advance and let the damage build. Axemen are versatile infantry that can switch between ranged and melee units.
I have a land to defend.
Stand and deliver.
Unit icon replaces the patrol button. It contains a short description of the unit and may have special autocast behavior. See the Axemans. You can still use patrol orders by using the move button on the ground. So you have to click the move button or just use M, because no one's pressing M and left-clicking to actually move. So instead, that's just patrol now, I guess?
Smokey.
Maybe?
Sure.
I don't know. That doesn't matter, because I'm not going to use it in any case. Melee unit that uses axes at close range, but can throw axes at medium range at decreased attack speed. While autocast, this unit will change to melee form when attacking in melee range, then return to ranged form if it has not damaged enemies recently. That is cool. So it will automatically, if we keep them in ranged mode, they will automatically turn into melee units to defend themselves at melee range, and then they will switch back. More armor and faster attack speed. Okay, but then they have to close the distance. I think we just stay ranged right now. That's very interesting. Okay, well, let's just explore a little bit and see what we're in for. So what is the actual goal here? Eliminate the orcs. They've occupied the forests of Elmar for far too long. The Empire has dispatched 2 forces to eliminate them. One of them is the Thren Rangers. The Rangers have already infiltrated the area, undetected by the orcs. Now is the time to strike. I can already say that I'm pretty impressed with the system. Like, even just this right here, what I have highlighted, is so cool. The idea that they'll auto-switch between ranged and melee. And, I mean, you can manually do it, too. But I just like that little quality of life. That's very interesting. We want to try to be observant here. I don't know what kind of secrets could be on this map. Here's another instance where, because they're asleep, we can put down a thorn bed. Because what else are we using her abilities for? Then we position ourselves, we attack. And then they get blasted. I like that ability quite a bit. More healing salve that we do not need. Attack, attack, attack. Let's look around. Rocks. I'm not breaking all the rocks. Is there any way to get up here? This might loop around me. I could check back at the beginning as well. Well, might be able to squeeze through there. Check the other side too.
I have a land to defend.
Okay, onwards. Again, especially at missions like this that seem like it's a tactical limited unit mission. You always want to be on the lookout for secrets, for extra items, etc., etc. It looks, yeah, okay. Let's go. Very nice. That's very easy to miss. Caw! Alright, it's flying away from us. I guess let's follow it. I really, really like this thorn bed ability. Very neat. The thing is, yeah, it's not going to work on ranged units unless you lure them to walk through it. It's particularly against melee units. It slows them down. We've got our axemen here who can benefit from the fact that units are going to be slower approaching them, and then they'll turn into melee units if anything gets on top of them in the first place. Very cool. We've also got a lot of healing salves. That's good stuff, just in case. Seems like nothing in buildings. That's fine. The bird was up here. Hello, bird? It's... There's something here. Don't run away from me. Did you see that? We get a little thing over... Is there, like, anything popping up on the command card while we're sitting and waiting and doing this? Don't run away from me. Is there anything here that we can do? Maybe we should shoot it with the rain of arrows? That would just kill it, wouldn't it? No! No! There's something here, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. Stay with it. Okay, that did not work. No! You guys get out of the way. You're path blocking me. Get out of here.
You dare threaten me?
I'm just trying to stay underneath it for long enough to see if something happens. This thing is really juking me. I really have no recourse to stay with it otherwise. Come on! Does it ever stay still, you think? There we go. Okay. I think you just had to chase it around. Is it something? Okay, there we go. It's one of the Tamer's hawks. They must have sent him ahead for us. Caw! We would be glad for your help, friend. Eee. Okay, now we have a bird. Caw! Hawks are melee flying units that are stronger with infantry to guide them. For this mission, the hawk will have ground movement. Good damage. Medium, or light armor, rather. It says that it's a hound, but I think because it said it has ground movement, it's probably been replaced with the hound. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here, but this icon, I assume, would normally be a hawk, but this is the hound here because it's been replaced with ground movement. Secret unit. As a secret unit, this unit will come back to life after 30 seconds when killed. Well, that's nice. I appreciate that for, like, a demo map. I guess that's quite forgiving, not necessary. Plus 5 damage if there are at least 3 allied infantry nearby. That's so cool. I guess that's the whole idea where it says strong with infantry. So it is melee, so we need to couple this with melee units to stand close to it. But that's quite interesting. Well, that was very well hidden. Again, I definitely would have missed that. And let me just double check there was nowhere else to go. Now I'm like, oh, maybe we can squeeze through some of this stuff. So let's go look.
What you got? I'll check it out.
It's like when you accidentally find something, then suddenly I'm like, oh, there's gonna be a secret everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. Basically, I like to, I kind of separate the map into chunks and say, okay, have I gone everywhere that I can squeeze through in a specific area, or not?
No time for games.
Yeah, okay, so see, there's one tree there that I didn't have uncovered. That's what happens. But now that I know that he likes to be a little sneaky, and also making a judgment call like, oh, maybe we can squeeze through here, but I'm pretty certain that's a no-go. You can test it too, just right-click into the fog, and if your hero does a weird path, it means that there's no easy way through.
You dare threaten me?
Okay, onward. So this is a nice little area with some flowers. All right, more melee units. You know what time it is. Thorns! This is my new favorite ability. And then you gotta wait long enough for them to effectively arm. And it makes sense, it's a trap, so... Could even draw the headhunter through it. 60 damage per thorn bed is pretty solid, too. Intruders! Get splatted. Yep, and then he changes to an axeman. That's really cool. The others are waiting ahead for the order, mistress.
I have a land to defend.
All right, come back. We're still buddies.
Sure. What you got?
I mean, I'm a sucker for things that are new and different. But I'm still judicial with saying like, okay, it's new and different, but it still has to be implemented well. And this is very cool. This is implemented really well. There's a lot of interesting balance implications with this. With the way that even just the small amount of things that we've found are implemented. Well, we can go that way. I think I'm going to stick to the bottom of the map first and see if there's any way behind these trees. Kind of bisect the map. Well, not really. We've only seen like 25% of it, if not less. Again, there was that one thing that was pretty cleverly hidden behind trees. So now I'm like, can we squeeze through here? I think we just leave these guys as ranged when we lure melee units through with the thorns. It even said at the beginning, like, this faction is primarily ranged combat and traps, and is mostly about setting movement traps and slowing movement speed. I think that's neat. Okay, these actually have noticeably more HP. There's no way that, I mean, unless you count in your head, there's really no way to know how long they've been armed for. Oh my goodness. Get back here, you coward! How dare you run from me? He fled. What a joke.
I have a land.
You know what? Let's just get into it here. Go. Wake him up. A rude awakening.
You dare.
I've got plenty of salves, so you know what? I'm comfortable taking some damage. We have a point. Looks like it's going to force us to take Forest Shade. All enemies can detect invisible units that are very close to them, but some units like Orc Raiders have a larger detection radius.
We elves are not.
That's reminiscent. I mean, I've been playing Tiberian Sun, if you're unaware, on my channel, and I was kind of confused on how the detection worked. Apparently, everything can detect as long as you're close enough to it. And that makes sense with how, like, a cloak should work. If something is, like, right next to you, you would know, even if it was invisible. What is this? It says it's a Thren Ranger, so I don't want to attack it. Hello? Ooh, Let's bring our other units.
What you got? Smoky.
We elves are not.
I'll check it out.
That one was way more telegraphed. There was a wisp in the tree, and it was marked as neutral as our faction. I think I just got lucky with the bird. The forest is in pain, mistress. These brutes slaughtering the wildlife and destroying the trees for their own gain. Then we must put a stop to it. Join us, sister. As you wish. Hello.
Help me.
Priestess.
Help you. Once
Supportive
again,
spellcaster that uses nature magic to heal and enhance allies. Wisps? Are you my friends? Healing Wisp. HP regeneration.
I'll check someone up.
Okay.
What you got?
It's noticeable, too. So let's check this. Summons a stationary healing wisp on a tree that grants 4 HP regeneration to allies in a 600 area. I don't really know what a 600 area is.
I have no time for games.
So this is a 400 area, meaning a 600 area is about 50% bigger than this. That's pretty significant. All right, I can get into it.
This better be good.
Grants 4 HP regeneration. Does it stack, I wonder? Wisps will assist nearby priestesses that use other abilities at the cost of their HP at a 1000 range. Heals 20 HP for units in the 500 area around the caster, so like an obsidian statue. Mana cost is per 20 HP healed. So the mana cost scales. Wisps contribute extra 2 HP heal. Wow, this is very interesting. Another secret unit. As a secret unit, this unit will come back to life after 30 seconds. Enchanting Prayer. Channels to buff allied units in a large area around her. 20% damage and 5 armor. That's just like a better inner fire. Prayer will continue to enchant allies that enter the area and will remain even when you leave, but all enchants will end when channeling stops. So it says that even if you leave the area, basically you could start outside an enemy base, start channeling this, and then move into the base, and you will keep this as long as the priestess stays in the back and it continues channeling it. Cost is for each ally buffed. So it's AoE, but deceptively so, because it's a lot of mana over time. Uses nearby wisps HP if the priestess does not have enough MP. Wow, there's so much setup you can do with this. That's really interesting. Again, it's like a lot of clever stuff. Let's look around here. Trees. Trees, trees, trees.
Should I mess someone up?
So there's back here, right? There's a bunch of cut down trees here.
Smoky. I'll check it out.
Again, we've seen a lot of altered tech trees, and many of them I've had a great time, and they're fun. This one is particularly clever of what I've seen so far, because it's fundamentally changing, I feel like, the way that the game is played and the way that you think about using the faction. Like, it isn't just like, okay, well, you have another ranged unit and another melee unit. It's called something different, it has a different skin, but it fills this role. These units feel a little more diverse and have more unique abilities, again, so it really changes the way you have to think about the game being played in general, as opposed to, again, mostly just, figuring out the new faction. Not to say that's not fun. I've had a really good time with the altered factions we've had. But again, this one, we're having a pretty limited scope of it. As far as I can tell, there's not going to be a macro section, but there's a lot of the map left, so who knows? Hello? Unique and very unique hero abilities here. No!
We elves are not easy.
Alright, well, it was limited, but that's okay.
Dare threaten me.
It's a cool spell. It just looks good. Bird, no! How dare you? It'll come back, but still, I'm angry about it. I wonder if that's on cooldown.
I have a land to defend.
I really want to try Enchanting Prayer. We'd have to set up some wisps so that they can absorb some stuff. Oh, hello. Oh, there's the hounds. Come back, lady. It takes 30 seconds, doesn't it? Don't attack those. Well, I guess fine. You can attack those. We'll let our neutral units take care of all the other stuff. Oh, hello. I don't know what they just did, but it looked cool. So we have archers, which do more damage than axemen, it looks like. More fragile. Piercing damage. That's what I'd expect. So there's still like that, that typical melee unit, ranged unit thing. We're going to level up the thorn bed. It's still those typical expected rolls, but there is a twist. Number one, our main caster, the priestess here, is particularly interesting. But also our normal frontliner can switch roles, which I think is unique and pretty cool. They have us surrounded. We have to die. You have to die. Warn the chief. Of course. Oh, no, sounds like they got him. Axe in the back. Mistress, there are a few patrols ahead and a large orc base blocking our way through the pass. I never intended to avoid the orc, sister. We must drive them from this forest. Tell me about the base. The base is well fortified and guarded by a large number of orcs. And a blade master is leading them. How's he gonna do against thorns? Even with this hero, they're no match for us. I will take a small team and clear the patrols on the way to the base. Get ready for an assault on the base. Alright.
We elves are not easy
Are
prey.
these mine? These are my folks? Do I have any more? Archers are ranged units whose attacks reduce movement speed and can fire arrow volleys. Hounds are melee units that are stronger with infantry to guide them. Yes, okay. +4 armor if there are at least 3 allied infantry nearby. That's so interesting, again, and it's just it seems like a pretty basic buff, but again, it makes you rethink how you compose your army.
I've no time for games.
Okay.
We elves are not.
For a large base like that, you know, you just I mean, it's a 35-second cooldown, but you just lay down a ton of thorn beds outside the base. You lure out the defensive force. Bingo, bango. You're good to go.
We elves are not easy prey.
I will warn the chief. No, you won't, dog. Stop that scout. What scout? This is bad because I don't know where. I don't know what scout is being referred to. Good work, but we need to be careful not to let any scouts escape, or they will win the base. I don't know. I'm not sure. Scroll of regeneration. Not great. I have a lot of salve here. I could probably start dropping some of these. We have scouts keeping an eye on the orc base, but they will have to retreat if the base is alerted. Do not let a scout escape.
I have no time.
Okay. So I think these are this is like the outermost part of the base, so let's stick to the left. I can see the large base there. Maybe let's just go with... It's these.
We elves are not easy prey.
Help me, help you.
See, like, what if I... So we put up a wisp here. Channel Enchanting Prayer. Everything's buffed, and they should retain the buff.
Will it be hotshot?
I'll check it out.
Even if we leave.
I have no time for games.
These the scouts? Yes. Oh my goodness. And with the general suppression that we have, it should be relatively simple.
I have no time for games.
Yeah, and then the wisp gets hurt to recast. Oh my goodness. That's so interesting. Okay. Well, I guess that heals the wisp, but here, we don't need all this salve, I guess. I'm a little overwhelmed by I mean, it's not even that much, but I'm a little overwhelmed by the choices, which is neat. That's only hit points. Okay. So I think the idea is we're supposed to go around and kill these patrols to stop any scouts from getting back to the base before we assault the base itself. So, same thing. I think we want to lead with Telissa. Find where the patrols are.
Help me.
And then move up and go from there.
I have a land to defend.
Alright, thorn beds. I could do the same thing, but I don't have enough mana. But that's okay. I don't think it's not super necessary. The extra HP is pretty huge, though.
What you got? Stand and deliver.
I have a land.
Axeman. Okay, come over here, please. You better not be running back to your base, dude. I'm gonna be real upset with you. Come through my thorns. Ah, shit. Bird? Wolves?
Smoky.
You dare threaten me?
I gotta go for it. I mean, I don't have to, but I'm gonna. There's one.
We elves are not.
Get him!
Ha
The Rangers are ready to attack the base at your command, mistress. Nice. Oh, we got a bunch of extra units. Fire Thrower. Your hero now has the ability to signal for reinforcements to attack the orc base. Fire Throwers are artillery units that are weaker than most artillery units, but they are more mobile and can cause raging fire on buildings with consecutive attacks. Okay, well, that was a little touch and go, but we did it.
I have no time
Rune of Lesser Healing, pop it. Spider Ring. I mean, I'd rather have these consumables. Probably not the salves. We don't need the salves.
Inventory is full.
All right. Anything I left behind? Healing salve. Still don't really need it.
Waiting on you.
Oh, hello.
Fair enough.
Archers.
Oh,
You've been back here this whole time.
Say no more.
I saw them in the fog. Oh, it's just because I can control this group now. So it said something about these having volley. Do any of them have it?
Oh, too easy.
Archers attack fire 2 additional arrows that fall randomly in a 400 area around the target, dealing 10 damage. Affected by suppression and maim. Apply 15% move speed. Yeah, okay.
Waiting on you.
Long-range unit that can slow enemies with its suppressive attacks.
On your mark. You
Okay,
dare
cool.
threaten
Do
me.
you require
Again, it's really all about stopping those melee units from getting to us in the first place. So we can call for reinforcements. I don't know what maim is. Doesn't seem like we have access to volley in any sort of way. Let me just double check I'm not missing anything.
The elves are not easy prey.
Let me just look around, and then we're going to go and attack this base. We could set up some wisps in the trees while we wait as well,
Do you require
so that we can buff our units before we walk in, though there are a ton of... I mean, all the trees are chopped down, so I don't think that's really going to be an option. That buff is really, really strong, though, so... I just had to chase down those folks that were escaping. There was no option.
You dare threaten me?
Makes me wonder if the hounds can
Our forces are under attack.
transform. Now, I doubt it. Whoa, my god.
Do you require
Oh, there's the volley.
What a good idea.
Just stay back. And then where are my
What new
fire throwers? We're going to hotkey you because you are long-range people.
There's no time to rest. Just do
I've
it.
no time for this.
Caw, why don't you come on up here? Let's check behind these trees. I think I've taken this way slower than I needed to, but I'm interested in trying out the stuff. Oh, hello. All right. You didn't think I'd find it. You can't tempt me with this extra stuff
Guide me as fast as
and
I
then
can.
not expect me to look. The volley is really cool. Okay, so they can only do that once every 30 seconds, but again, I can't tell which ones. It looks like none of them have it like researched, for example. So I don't know who was actually
We elves
shooting
are
that.
not easy prey.
I guess I just sort of gave up in setting a trap.
Will it be?
I've no time. for
Anything?
games. I have a land.
Nada. She's capped at level 3. That seems acceptable.
Help me.
You dare
Where am I
threaten
going?
me?
Once again, it's up to the elves. If you insist. Once again, it's up to the elves. What a good idea.
This seems suspicious, doesn't
If
it?
you insist.
This whole area kind of seems suspicious. Is there a purpose to any of this?
Once again, it's up to the elves.
It seems like there'd be another secret back here,
If you insist.
but I'm not sure what it would be or how to activate it. And that's it. It goes that's as far as it goes. Can't get through there. We tried. Can't get through there. I have no way to break trees, right? Be kind of
What a good
against how this
idea.
faction really works, I
If you
suppose, is to
insist.
be destroying the forest. Maybe let's just check here for a brief moment once we come down and around. And that's it.
What a good
Stand
idea.
and deliver.
Your move.
Yeah, those are
What you
both
got?
equally slow. Let's just send one guy down here to check this out. All right, so while he's going and doing that, let's get some traps set up so that when we lure these units out, they just run over it, and then we can signal reinforcements when we go in and attack, because we have to focus down these towers. Anything?
Stand and deliver. Sure.
Eh?
Smoky.
No. Okay.
I'll check it out.
When you hide stuff behind trees like that, you're gonna expect the player to just
I've no
go
time for
crazy and actually looking for other stuff. All right, so where are my fire
way?
ladies?
I have a land
Make for the
to
trees.
defend.
Looks like Jack
I'll get them
Sparrow
on
from
time.
Pirates of the
As
Caribbean.
fast as I can.
You
Okay, we
dare
got salves. We got all sorts of
I
stuff.
have a land.
Can they outrange? Not quite.
Guide me. What? Me? Which way?
I've no
All right,
time
let's
for
get
games.
using these salves. How about that?
There's no time to rest.
It's possible they can outrange these things,
Guide me.
but I mean they need something
We elves are
to
not
give. Oh, I was
children.
gonna say they needed something to give them vision.
I've no time for games.
Guide me.
I have a
Ha!
land to defend.
All right, so I guess grab another salve. Let's just bum rush this thing. Again, the trees are so far away, we're not going to be able to really get any wisps effectively on top of them.
What you got?
Okay, let's
Say
go.
your prayers.
And then once we destroy these towers, oh, you know what? We can just probably signal the attack now. Holy shit. Oh yeah, we're good. Bird, no!
We elves are not easy prey.
I'm a little upset. I really like the volley. Oh, I see. So then it goes on cooldown. Again, it didn't seem like all of them really had it, but it just looked like it was something that wasn't researched. Obviously, let's just let our allies go in first. I think they're going to be enough, but
Help me.
let's get as many Clumptus as we can and then just start blasting them. So anyway, I start blasting.
Once again,
Get some healing going.
I have
Oh my goodness. It's going well. I can even drop thorns on top of them. It won't do as much damage, but still. Oh, there's the Blade Master. Something wrong with the enemy hero, it looks like. Oh, he just leveled up too, but now he's dead. Doesn't look like they're rebuilding or resummoning anything, so pretty straightforward for the start here.
we elves are not.
And we're through. Our allies should be able to clean up pretty much everything left. I think did they bring any the flamethrowers or whatever, fire throwers? Looks like yes.
kick down.
Very nice. What's this down here? A wisp, right? Yeah. Not my archer, no! I was gonna salve her. They don't have spike barricades, which I'm grateful for. You guys get up here. I would like to try to focus down these towers. The towers are large, and I don't know why, but I like it. The arrows are also larger, so it's just sort of like, it feels more to scale for what I'd expect like a guard tower to be. I always found it funny, though. It just seems kind of weird, especially human towers. They seem so large and ornate for there only to be one guy up there shooting arrows, you know? I like the idea, again, of these archers and how they randomly fire down at a specific area. That's really interesting. Priestess, you could turn this off.
There's no time to rest.
Okay, yes, they do have some fire starters themselves.
Kick down. Once again, it's included.
I'm not sure if we're going to have to destroy literally everything. It very well could be.
This way.
Maybe just production strike. I mean, they're going this way, which is good. Kill all the workers. Again, they're not. This base isn't rebuilding. It was very clearly said on the loading screen that this was mission 1. I think this is a good mission 1. Again, having the enemy base not really be too active or active at all, I think is fine. Because this is mostly about introducing us to this faction. I think it did a really good job of that. It certainly has me intrigued. So many lumber mills. I guess that's fitting, right? No, keep attacking. No, don't back away.
Elves are not easy prey.
How dare you? Okay. Good. Okay, so it wasn't literally everything. Oh no, it was. It looks like my peach allies got the rest. Hurry, Rangers. We must move to the next location before sunrise. What is this pain? I hate this. Mistress, are you alright? Mistress. She's not alright. Thanks for playing Mission 1 of my upcoming campaign. Next is a free play demonstration of the tech trees of the new races, Thren Rangers and the incomplete Technic Guild. Technic? So this is basically the end of my map. I hope you enjoyed playing it, and leave feedback on Jayborino's Discord. Thanks to Jayborino and Deltron Live for hosting Maporino 2019. Also, cools for some feedback early on, and finally props to fellow map makers who worked on their map till the last few hours.
You're interrupting my calculations.
Very nice. Is this
Yes, me lord.
the Technics? Ah, supply card. The secret word pancakes will return you to this part of the map if you have to restart or if the map crashes. Did it say anything before that I missed? No. Okay. Okay, and he's got an orc base up here. Again, the orc bases, again, they're like very clearly inactive. Like you just kind of have units scattered around inside of them, and nothing's moving and nothing's really active. And you could see this one because it was revealed before we attacked it. So like maybe have some of the units on patrol or something, just something to make it feel a little more active. But in the grand scheme, that's just more of a presentation layer and really nothing to do with anything else. Oh, I like this.
Something better. You're interrupting.
Everything builds super quick.
I'll have it up in no time.
Requires tier 2 haul.
Yes, I'm already on.
Axeman, Archer, Fire Thrower. Got it. So it is still like, you know, base melee, base range, piercing damage, and then
You're interrupting my
siege weaponry. But again, just the fact that they can, like the Axeman specifically can switch roles, really intrigues me. I think that's cool. Adds maim. Adds a 10% chance to deal 10 bonus damage and applies stronger suppression. Very nice. Very strong.
I'm on the job.
Typical stuff from the blacksmith that I'd expect.
Yes, I'm already on. You're interrupting my calculations.
Might as well give this, build some of this stuff just to try it out. And then over here we got the Technic Guild, which looks more like... What's going on here? Acts as a miner for the target gold mine, gathering 2 gold per second. Accumulating 300 gold or lumber, it must return to the nearest town hall to offload at 10 resources per second before continuing. Acts as a return point. So we can have it sit here at the gold mine and just load up and then occasionally return, so it's faster gold harvesting. I wonder if it's affected by upkeep. I think so, because upkeep is calculated when the gold is returned, not when it's gathered. And then... Or you can just sit it by a lumberyard and it'll just get full up. That's intriguing. So let me just give myself a bunch of extra money.
Yes, me lord.
And then
Yes, me lord. What?
I'm going to assume it's tech works, but I really don't know. Can build the supply tanks. What's this? Right-click a Technic mechanical unit to operate it. Use this ability to disable attacking while operating. Operate regenerates mana for the target. Once mana reaches max, the target becomes fully operational, granting increased stats. Operators can operate and repair at the same time, but attacking will disable operating for 2 seconds. Fully operational is lost when mana reaches 0. So you have to you gotta get them to full mana, then they remain at fully operational until they run out of mana completely. Having that on autocast might be something nice. Technic workers can return to the nearest town hall to change between miner and lumberer tools.
Off I go then.
So do you have to change what these can do? I'm intrigued.
All right. Yes, me lord. Righto.
I like the idea of the supply cart. I think that's very cool. And it is just giving us money straight up. So it's not returning it outright, but it is keeping track because it has to return when it hits 300 total. So I don't think it is well, we wouldn't know because we're still in low upkeep, right? Axemans gain the heavy axe's ability while ranged. Aim at enemies' feet, so they also get effectively suppression. It's not exactly the same. Archers gain 100 attack range and increase volley arrow count to 4. Plus 100 attack range? That's huge. Am I just like not fully understanding? Again, 400 area is this. So I don't know. That seems particularly high. I don't know. Ranger Enclave.
Like that? Let me do it.
Training compound.
You're interrupting my calculations.
Job's done. Job's done.
Bestiary.
No, not like that.
Again, this is just we're just reviewing what's here. I gotta do this once just to see what their max range is.
I stand ready. Say no more. All too easy.
It's true. It's very far.
Done.
I love the look of the volley too. That's pretty far. Again, let's compare this to Rain of Arrows. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Caw-caw, bark-bark, survivalist that relies on hounds and hawks to scout the enemy. Giant wolf and bear, dragon hawks. So where can we not? Maybe the priestesses just aren't available. I don't know.
Prepare to fly.
Or that grants plus 10 damage for allied flying units. Ah! So this is all about, again, it's all about the composition that you have. You have to complement squads. Like, squads of animals need to be complemented with more groups of infantry. That's very interesting. I already built some of these.
Research complete.
So we got the giant wolves that have critical strike and wolf howl, which is just roar, but better because it decreases armor and an extra 5% damage. Bears are just outright super strong. Animal care. Is that... What is providing us animal care? I think it's just a buff we get, like that our animals just outright get. And there's the +4 armor because we're near infantry. Commands the closest hound to watch the target area for enemies. The spell will wait if there are no enemies triggering when enemies enter the area, and if you have a hound nearby, reveals all enemies in a larger area for 5 seconds. Also marks enemies if they are not in combat. Marked enemies are revealed and take 20% damage. So it's kind of like put the hound on patrol, and if it senses something, those units that come into its range will take extra damage, I think, is what this is saying. Interesting. So yeah, you basically put a hound on patrol. Commands the closest hawk to scout for its allies, revealing a large area around the caster for 20 seconds. Also grants the hawk an aura for 20 seconds that inflicts nearby enemies with -2 aura, or armor. They don't seem to actually be doing these things, though. Spell require... Okay, so you just need to be close. So it's really what it is that the survivalist is doing these things, but it just requires these specific units to be nearby, if I'm understanding. I would have expected the Houndwatch would have patrolled, like done some sort of movement around here, but just this being here is implying that the spell is active in this circle, whether the hound is there or over here or whatever. It's just about casting it as long as a hound is nearby to cast it in the first place. Caster nearby hounds and hawks enter a frenzy and grants 30% attack and move speed. That's very strong. This guy's got animal care. Got it. Okay, this is... I like this quite a bit. The priestess was particularly interesting. It doesn't look like we can actually build her. And then the giant wolf and bear, in a way, I feel like overlap a bit. I feel like these two together are just extremely strong. And interestingly enough, the giant wolf has 2 base armor, and the bear has none. But it does have resistant skin and a chance to bash. So, like, these two together are very strong. This is more DPS, this is more tanky. But I do feel like these kind of share a similar role. I am really impressed, though, with the idea of this group of units. The hawks, the hounds, and the survivalist is really interesting. I think their long-range fire throwers are a little... Maybe a little...
More lumber is required.
I don't know, at the risk of saying this is boring, but at the same time, like we've... Let's do leaf it to me. Because everything else has so many interesting things. Squire.
Build more farms.
Oh, please.
What? Off I go then.
Techworks, supply tank. Is it the supply tank? Yeah, okay, we have to... but they're mobile.
Job's done.
So you need these for supply, but that you can also dump them on the gold mine.
Done.
Battle tank, gyrocopter, catapults.
Yes, my lord.
I think we've built everything. This is unfinished right now, though. I like the idea of it. At the risk of leaving y'all hanging, as much as I want to explore this, understand that I would very much like it if you all who are particularly curious about how this faction works, to download the map, open it, and try this for yourself. You saw that you can use pancakes at any point to get here, even though I mean, you can play the map. It's relatively short and fun to play. You can use pancakes to get here, and you can mess around with TechWorks. And please let me know what you think of it. Always got to leave them wanting more. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Delitaru, I really like this submission. Just like, again, sort of a demo showcase of the faction. I think that's excellent. And again, it's something we've seen with a lot of the tech overhauls, the tech tree overhauls for across all 3 games that we've seen. And most of them, many of them, all of them really have been unique and interesting. I think that you have definitely introduced very particular mechanics that, again, really rethink the way you play. Even though a lot of the units do fill similar roles that you'd expect in Warcraft 3, a lot of the interactions between the units is particularly interesting and allows for a lot more flexibility with how the player decides to strategize. You may not have to use them, but you get a big advantage if you do decide to actually utilize them. It's not, here's your 2 casters, you get a stun, a purge, a heal, the usual. These are all unique and different, so I thought that was very, very intriguing, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I would really look forward to seeing more maps with these factions. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Leave your thoughts for Delitaru below. Please give the TechWorks tech faction a try and let me know how it goes. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.